Hi. I can't hear you. I wasn't able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. How are you doing, Sasha?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for
You're
having
doing
me.
fine. So you weren't hearing me at all. That's fine. It's from my end, I guess. Technical challenges. All right.
Okay.
And now we have Sasha into the game because persons have been very much afraid of their weirdness. And we understand that. Those persons who are afraid of their weirdness, Sasha, are those persons who are not, who we consider not self-aware. And I know that you are self-aware. You are not afraid of your weirdness. Those persons listening to us, this is Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. You who are listening on your favorite podcast platform would not be seeing us, but Sasha is with us, and those who are looking on from YouTube will be able to see us and understand who we are talking to. Sasha Hamilton out of Jamaica. Where are you from in Jamaica, Sasha?
Montego Bay.
You're from Mobile, the
Yes.
second city. I got it. I got it. Hey, what I want you to do, Sasha, is to tell us a little about you. Tell us who is Sasha Hamilton.
Well, I am 29 years old. I know I don't look it, but I'm a mom of one. I am advocate for mental health, and I'm a humanitarian. I love working with people. I love getting to understand people and why they do the things they do the way they do. I just
Okay,
like to
cool,
explore that
cool,
side.
cool. Yeah,
And as I said, I'm a humanitarian. I'm down for learning. I love to explore. I love nature. So
yeah, yeah. In Montego Bay, are you in the city part of Montego Bay? I don't want to think. Or are you in the I don't want to call it bushy area, but those area that is nature, natured area.
well, I am from Montego Bay, but I actually live in Hopewell now. So
Okay,
I'm
cool, cool,
from
cool.
there originally. Yeah.
All
Hopewell,
right, no
Hanover
problem,
is where I'm living.
no problem. I've never been to Hanover. I heard that Hanover is a very, very beautiful. No, seriously, I've never been to Hanover. I'm from Jamaica, but many parts of Jamaica I've never gone to. Right?
That's where you drive to go to Nick Grill.
Yeah, I've never gone to Negril.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me why, but I try to make a Negril trip one of the day, right? But Sasha, let's go into your childhood before we go on to the weirdness. Let's go into your childhood. Tell us a bit about your childhood growing up.
Okay. I grew up with my mother, my grandfather, and my grandmother. Very traditional type of setting, except, it's not a nuclear family, but in terms of customs, morals, I grew up, my family was very big on manners and just being respectful to your elders. I learned a lot from my grandmother, how to cook, how to wash,
Cool,
like
cool.
very traditional, and she was very cultural. So there are a lot of things that I learned and I take with me to this day, and I appreciate the way that I grew up. I grew up in Granville, a
Okay.
place called Guns Drive, and there were, as you would go in any ghetto scenario,
Yeah.
there were children and households that were impacted by poverty just as I was, but I feel like the difference was in my upbringing. My mother was
Okay.
very strict, so I took a lot from her in terms of morals, treating people fairly and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool. I love that. Tell me something though. I'm gonna ask you this. What is Dukono? Do you know what Dukono?
Tukuno. Isn't that a dance? I used to do it in primary school, yes. Tukuno.
No,
Or is it
it's a
something I mean like
food.
tire leaf? Yes, tire leaf. Guess what?
Yeah.
I mix it up with junkuno. Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Dukono.
Tire leaf. My grandmother used to make that. Yeah,
Yeah. Right. And
she used to make that.
Jamaicans will know. We also call it blue jaws, right? That's fine, right? It's not
Yes,
a curse word, but we call that. It's
blue.
can you tell us what goes into it? What tell us how it look? Can you describe it for the audience for me, please? Especially those listening on the podcast.
To me, it sort of looks like a very smooth soap bar, like a rectangular. when you unravel it from the leaf that it was wrapped in, it
Yeah,
looks like
like
a very smooth soap bar, and you can just
yeah,
slice
you're
it.
right about it. Yeah,
Yes,
it's made with cornmeal, and they
coconut.
wrapped it in banana leaf.
Yes,
Yeah, and
that's
boil it. Yeah, you're
yes.
right. It's like
Yeah,
all
you
right.
have
So
to quail it, as they would say. You have to heat the banana leaf and quail it so it becomes
yeah,
pliable, and then you wrap it.
cool, cool. I used to eat that. I mean, it tastes good. With box milk, I heard. I mean,
Yes, that's
yeah,
true.
cool. So you know your thing. You know your thing, Sash. You know your thing. Okay, for the audience, I coined the phrase self-awareness, and I basically defined it as a mental state of being aware of all aspects of your weird behaviors that you have and continue to exhibit, and taking responsibility for your weird behaviors. In other words, you own it, right?
Hmm.
And if you are self-aware, it means that you own it. If you are not self-aware, based on the concept, you don't own it. Sasha is self-aware. I have talked to her before, and I continue to look at self-awareness with her in mind. Sasha, the question to you is, how self-aware are you? Talk to us about your weirdness first before we go into your self-awareness. Your weirdness. Why do you think you're weird?
Well, everyone was born with a certain set of peculiarities. Is that how you say it? And I
Yeah.
think that I've identified many of mine. Probably there are things that I still need to learn about myself, but I
Mm.
think the biggest thing is acceptance of, because you find that sometimes you notice a certain behavior and you think you're the only person that does it, but other people do it too. But there are still some core aspects of yourself that you probably don't want to share because
Yeah.
you just feel like, what are they gonna say? So
Yeah.
I am at a stage where, in identifying those things, I am not afraid to let people know. That's how I am.
Cool.
That's how I am, and I'm not gonna change it because that's what makes me happy, and that's what makes me Sasha. How can I
Yeah.
deviate from something that's, you know, my core like that? So I'm weird in many ways.
Talk to me. In many ways, me. Talk to me. Let's get some of
The
those
the the,
weirdness.
the in the psychological aspect of it, it comes from me just knowing that I'm not crazy when I do stuff. For example, if I it's the way I operate. If I get up in the morning, I work off my spirit. A lot of people do, of course, but like if something just changes like that, I will not go through with something. That's how I am. Because I believe in protecting my peace. Some of the
Oh,
stuff is not really weird, but some people do consider it weird. And sometimes you have to, in order for others to learn you, you have to jump on their bandwagon.
I
There's
like
a
that.
famous saying that says, read the book of your enemies. So if you think I'm weird and I don't, I want to explore it with you. So why do you think I'm weird? Do you have
Yeah.
that behavior?
Yeah.
So it's
So
when I think of,
you have
come
heard
again?
that you are weird. You have heard
Yes,
that you're weird.
yes.
All
Coming
right.
up from high school all the time.
Give me a specific from high school when you heard you're weird. What were they saying?
When I used to hear that I'm lame, I'm weird, I can remember an instance where I transferred from Mount Alvernia High and I was going to Arden High in Kingston.
Okay, cool.
And, you know, a lot of times, like, people in Kingston, they see, Moby as country, or food,
Okay,
or you talk weird, or, yeah.
I know that, right?
So, went there in eighth grade, and I had only one friend.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else just used to think, I'm a weird person because of where I'm from. So that's why I said there
Oh,
are lots of different views from people. They may view because of where you're from, you're weird, because of how you talk. But one specific instance was when I was reading. And while reading, I went into the character of what I was reading.
okay,
And
interesting.
I embodied it. The
Yeah.
dialogue, I spoke the way how I think the writer wanted, the message to be conveyed. And believe it or not, a lot of people found me weird for that. And coupled with the fact that I'm not like them, I wasn't from where they are, and they put that stigma on me that I'm the weird girl.
So
So I used to
so
face some bullying from people at Arden
oh,
High. Yes,
so weirdness is basically stereotypical.
it is.
People stereotype it. Okay. she's from there, so yeah, I expected that. Or he's
Mm-hmm.
from there, so I'm expected that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was born and grew up in the inner city of Jamaica, Waterhouse, Seaview Gardens, Denham Town. So I understand the stereotypical views of others as it relates to our behavior, from the inner city. So that's critical. You're listening to Can Youth Exploration, your topic in a podcast. We're talking with Sasha Hamilton. Let me greet those persons from outside of the United States and Jamaica, naturally people from Jamaica listening, from Brazil, Switzerland, Canada, France, Germany, Ukraine, Ireland, Guyana, Spain. We note that persons have been listening and watching. Those of you listening from your favorite podcast, welcome. Those tuning to us from YouTube, welcome. Sasha, I I understand the childhood weirdness, but how about the adult weirdness? What are you hearing?
People don't really say that to me anymore. I sort of don't, as- I don't know how to put this. It would mostly come from people that are around me in my
Okay.
circle. You're so weird. Like, you do something like, you do it like that. You're so weird. But the judgmental form would have come more in my childhood, in my
Oh,
teenage years. Now, people laugh it off, but a lot of times, based on the fact that I suffer from high functioning anxiety, I
okay,
will place judgment on myself. Like I'll
okay.
say, oh God, did I overpost? Did I post too much? Is that weird? So I find that now struggling with this issue, it's causing me to second guess a lot of stuff that I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, being weird is not. A lot of people say weird persons say that it's you being unique, and I believe it's being unique. And I know that you have done so many other things, and you're very creative, right? So I understand the concept of being weird, but it's really being unique. Sasha, tell me though, the criticism, some of the criticism, that you have gotten. Go further as it relates to that. Um, Persons from close persons in your life criticize you for being weird. Your friends. You're muted, Sasha.
I'm sorry, I just needed to switch my location a bit.
No
Sorry about
problem.
that.
No problem. We work
Yes,
with that.
I face that from my mother a lot. I think she's the only one right now that judges me to a
Yeah.
level where I can't even understand why you judge your child like that.
Yeah.
Um, yes, but the criticism affects me,
Okay. Mm.
affected, and it does affect me because when I know that I'm just being myself, I'm not harming anybody, I'm in my own zone, I'm doing things the way how I know how and how I choose to. For example, everybody's culture different. When you look
Yeah.
at a human being, there are so many different complexities to that person, so many different reasons
Yeah.
why they are the way they are. It's stuff like that. And
Yeah.
in developing your own persona, you have to understand that sometimes it's not you being weird, it's you being a result of your circumstances. You
Oh.
understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yes.
Yeah. 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 I get that, but I'd love you to explain that some more. The results of your circumstances. That is very interesting.
Hmm. All
So,
right. For example, growing up in poverty, I went
yeah.
to Mount Alvernia High School, and yes, there are other kids there that grew up in poverty as well. But
Okay. Right.
sometimes the classes that you get placed in can put you certain different, set of people. And
Okay.
the way how you do things, because they were not grown or taught to do stuff the way you do it, they
Mhm.
see you as weird, and so it comes in a form of bullying. A lot of people just
Oh.
don't understand others, and they don't seek to. They judge and they bully, and it has an impact on me where even to this day, like I remember stuff, and I'm not trying to feel bad, but it's the impact that it has on you. Stuff that
Yeah.
people said to you, stuff that people did to you. And then sometimes the reason why you feel sad about stuff like this is because of the home that you're living in.
Yeah.
You were not taught like, hey, don't watch that. You're intelligent, you're beautiful, you can do this, you're not weird, you're yourself, you're unique. if I was hearing stuff like that, it wouldn't affect me on such a large scale. So it
Yeah,
really has a lot to do with your home too.
yeah.
People in your home letting you know that it's okay, you can be you, you know?
You weren't hearing that. Were you hearing that? That it's okay?
No,
You weren't
not
hearing
at
that.
all. No,
So
I was not.
how do you deal with that then? You talked about anxiety, right? Challenges with anxiety. If you're comfortable to talk about that, that's okay, right? But if not, fine as well. The dealing with anxiety, is the anxiety a part of you not being encouraged that hey, your behavior is cool?
In a way, most of
Okay.
my most of the stuff that happens to me, no one knows because I don't share it. But I feel as though if I was to share it, that people would judge me, and that's why I do not. Um,
Okay.
for example, if sorry about that,
Yeah, that's all right. I'm good with
with
you.
the whole anxiety thing, I think that I want to explain something, but I don't know if it's okay, like if it fits into the conversation.
No, you can
Um,
go ahead. I will
for
work with
me,
you.
for me, I used to have really bad social anxiety. If I'm
Okay.
in a line, I think everybody's looking at my shoes. I think everybody is judging me. Why is she sweating? Because as you can see, I'm like that. That's just
Yeah.
me. It's part of who I am. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
hide it because the more you hide it, is the more uncomfortable you feel.
Yeah.
It took a lot for me to get over the social anxiety. No, what bothers me is if I know something is about to happen, I get really anxious, even if it's not
Oh.
something big. Yes. So judgment from others affected me a lot. And I use it in the past tense because I'm getting over most of that. It's usually what affects me now is personal. Like I'll just get anxiety and I'll get over it in my
Okay.
own home, in my own space. But before, like when I used to work, I used to go to work and go into the bathroom for all my lunch break. I wouldn't
Mm.
sit at the table with others and eat. I would wear headphones all the time because I just don't want you to talk to me. And it's not because that you can't talk.
Hmm.
It's just the social anxiety of it all. And people will look at those things and think you're weird. That's why I say weirdness is not only what other people perceive it to be. It's mostly what you perceive it to be as well.
Okay. So where they sort of so you were having social phobia challenges, right?
Right.
Okay, fine. And how long did that last? Did you get out of that quickly throughout your lifetime, your lifespan? Did you get
I I am 29 and my daughter was born when I was 25 and that's when I really got over the social anxiety part. I don't know if it's because you expose yourself so much and you go to the hospitals and you go to the clinic and after a
Mhm.
while you get used to people just looking at you, judging
Yeah,
you. And that's
right.
where the issue came in. So for me that's where the social anxiety just went out the window.
Yeah. So, are you self-aware? Talk to me. We understand the whole definition of being self-aware. You hold it. You sound that way, no? Naturally so. I believe you're extremely self-aware. But explain your level of self-awareness and why are you so self-aware at this point?
I think it's the sandpaper effect. When people rub you and rub you, after a while you just come to you give yourself some of the pep talk. You look into yourself, you fall. Sometimes I cry to myself, nobody knows. And those are the ways that I get over stuff. And I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I'm probably at 8 in terms of being self aware, as you said, you have a phrase there.
Yeah.
Because there's still stuff that you need to learn about yourself as you get older. The
Mhm.
reason I would say I'm at an 8 as well is because I really think I took the time to understand a lot of stuff that affect me. I
Right, right.
really dug deep, like I really researched. I never did psychology in school, but I think that I researched so much that I can literally
Hmm.
tell
Hmm.
you exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I
I'm
know you're
comfortable with it.
I know you're with the psychology thing. That's cool. Let me remind people of the definition for self awareness. I coined that, and self awareness, in my definition, is the mental state of being aware of all aspects of your weird behavior you know about it, and you have some sort of a responsibility. You own it. You own these behaviors. So Sasha is saying that she's self-aware. So Sasha, in terms of the things you have done that you can remember, we go into some of it before though, but some of the things that you have actually done, to say that, hey,
Uh,
yeah,
all
I
right.
am weird.
I
Go
have
ahead.
I have this thing. As I said, some of the stuff probably people don't know that I. Some of the stuff that people tell me that I'm weird for is what I already know, what they see, and it's not being weird. It's just me being me. But for
Yeah.
me, I've done some weird stuff. Like I will literally count if I'm traveling, and you have the stuff in the road to illuminate in the center of the
Oh
city.
yeah.
What do you call
Right.
them? Reflectors. I
Yeah.
will count them.
Okay. Okay.
Just me. I just do that. I don't know why. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Well, that's
Yes.
cool. That's cool.
Yes. That's an
That's
example I
creative.
would say. So I have OCD in some ways. That's not probably really OCD, but yeah, like I have to count them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll probably give myself a number like I'm gonna get 100, so I'll reach to 100. And then the stuff like that, you don't really share with people because they'll just think you're weird when it's just stuff that you've been doing since you're a child, and you just know that's you. So I'll count a lot. I'll count stuff that I do. If I'm cooking, I'll count. Like I'm always counting the stuff. A lot of people don't know that about me because I do it
Explain
in my
explain
head.
the cooking part of it.
If
I want to hear the cooking part. You count your dumplings? No,
I
that's fine.
count, yes, I count. Like I have to. Some people don't have to. I have to.
Okay. No,
Most
that's okay.
times, most times it's an even number. I'll do little peculiar stuff like that.
Oh.
Yes. If I if I let's say I'm in the house
Mhm.
and I tidy the house and you're in
Okay.
there and probably you touch something, I'll come behind you and some people might see that as but
Okay. Cool.
it's just
Cool.
how I am. I'm not trying to
No,
overstep
that's
on you.
fine.
I'm
Yeah.
just yeah, I just have some little stuff. So a lot of times when people don't see the behavior, they'll see it as weird. But people who get to know me, they just say, oh, okay.
They
Yeah.
just say that. How about, I know a lot of people do this. They say that the rice will swell, so to speak. If you say, okay, this for John Brown, this for Mary Jane, while you're getting the rice. You do that? I mean, maybe you never heard of that one.
No, no, I
Calling
haven't.
names who will eat from the rice pots.
No, I've never heard of that one.
Okay.
This is the first
Because
time
what
hearing
I'm
of it.
saying to you that many people, they actually, they will do things, but they're not self-aware as you are to say, hey, I own this, I am weird, and I'm good with it. Because I believe that there are many weird people around, right? But being self-aware allow you to be happy, right? How about at school? Tell me what you have done weird at school. Something you have done and you say, yeah, this is weird, but hey.
Um, sorry, I'm in the country. But for
No, that's
me,
cool.
at,
Hey,
at
I'm
school,
Jamaican. Hold on,
at
Sasha.
school,
Hold on, Sasha. Hold on. Those of you listening, I am from Jamaica. Sasha is from Jamaica. You have country or the rural area of Jamaica, you will hear those the cock crowing and so on. That's cool. That's the rural life of Jamaica. It's a good life. I love it. Those of you from other countries, I know you'd love to love to see it as well. Go ahead, Sasha.
so when I went to Mount Alvernia High School, the library was in the basement area and the music room.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are I don't go into the bathroom unless someone is in there. And it doesn't really have anything to do with me feeling scared or if anybody died or anything. I just don't. I've never recalled me. If I go in there and no one is in there, I'm finding a bathroom with someone in there. I used to do that in high school a lot, and I don't do that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just something that I did. And my friends didn't know. No one knew. It was just my thing.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have said that, let me ask this. At what stage of your life did you become self-aware. You know the definition of already. Owning your weirdness and so on. At what stage of your life you become self-aware?
Maybe probably last year.
Oh,
I
recently. Okay.
finally, yeah, because the pandemic caused a lot of us to look into ourselves, some to look
Yeah.
into themselves. And I think that's one of the things that I just realized, hey, and another thing as well, approaching 29 and then, 30 comes after. I'm like, life is so short. I'll just be me. So
Yeah. Cool.
that's one. I had a real breakdown last year, and I think that contributed to me actually loving myself more and accepting myself more. Yeah.
Yeah. Sasha, are you comfortable with talking about your anxiety?
Yeah.
Okay, please tell us about it.
Well, it comes in the form of sweating,
Okay.
stutters. I will go distant. I self isolate a lot, which is something I'm working on. You know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will self isolate and I will just not speak. So that's how it comes out mostly, and irritation as well.
Hmm.
Like hypersensitivity. If there's the TV playing, the baby crying, somebody talking to me, like I'll just get irritated. When it's not really me being irritated, it's a sensory overload is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Um,
was a client of mine. She was having challenge with generalized anxiety disorder, and the thing about it is that she would be disoriented. Will be going to the shop that she usually goes, and will become disoriented. She just don't know where she is. That ever happened to you? You just become disoriented. You're lost.
Derealization, yes. Sometimes
Yeah.
I remember one time I was taking a shower and it was one
Okay.
of the bad days.
Okay.
And I literally thought it's not like I know I'm bathing myself,
Okay.
but I felt so foreign. I felt like even doing this, it was not me. It was
Oh.
depersonalization, like I was so much into my head. Normally, I
Mhm.
say stuff like that to people, like, oh, you're crazy.
Mhm.
And I used
Mhm.
to think that I'm crazy. But then I
Okay.
got into a lot of anxiety help forums and I realized depersonalization and derealization
Yeah.
is something that affects a
Mhm.
lot of
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. So you're depersonalized, but in terms of disoriented, you are able to find where you're going to on the road. You were in
The,
touch with time and place.
the
Yeah, you know places
disorientation,
that you're going
yes, it
down.
doesn't affect me as much as the like
Right,
derealization. Like
right,
I'll
right.
be like, yeah, I'll zone out. I'll zone out.
Yeah.
I live
When
in
did
my head a lot.
yeah, okay. I like that. You use some terms that I like. I like it when you use those terms. Explain that. You live in your head a lot.
I'm conscious. My physical is on autopilot, so I won't make a mistake. I won't harm my daughter. I'll make sure she's safe. I'll make sure I cook dinner. But it's always here and it's always worry, anxiety, something's gonna happen bad. It's a lot of intrusive thoughts, it's mostly negative, like Jesus, it's so hot more. When am I gonna die? It's gonna be
Okay.
sudden. Yes. I struggle with my mortality a lot. That's a thought that's
Oh
always
yeah.
on my
Mm.
mind. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Talk about that a bit. Struggle with your mortality a lot.
Yeah, like I'll think, for my daughter, I don't want to die and leave her young. So, like, I'm always thinking about, oh my God, I don't want to go out because what if something happens to me? So that's always on my mind. Like, some people always worrying about
Yeah, I
their
understand.
health, or they're always worrying about their fitness, or I'm
Yeah.
always worrying about that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So are you what we call agoraphobic? That you agoraphobic. You are inside. You don't like public. You sort of keep inside of it. You're not the public type.
That's the thing. I want to, and so I'm stuck between I want to so much, but the thoughts that I have prevent me from actually. I'll be here and I say, oh, I want to go to, a nice hangout spot or whatever. And when I get there, I'll go into a shell.
Oh, okay.
Depending on who I'm with, I will be comfortable or
Yeah.
might not be
Oh
comfortable,
yeah.
but
The safety
I'll
of it.
say,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going on a date by myself. Like, people can self date. You can go to a museum.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will dream about it. I'll plan it and it will never happen.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Cool. 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 I mean, You're listening to Can Youth Exploration, your topic in a podcast. We're talking to Sasha Hamilton. Those of you listening on your favorite podcast platform, welcome. Continue to tune in on YouTube. Sasha, there are persons who are not self-aware or they have low self-awareness. Say something to them.
I would say nothing is wrong with you. Just as how you have an appliance and it's made up of different parts, different pieces, and they all have different functions and stuff that they contribute to the total outcome. That's how you are. You were built on different struggles, different experiences. And who can tell you that you shouldn't be that way? So if you feel like it's a mental health challenge, definitely seek help. Definitely go out there and try to get someone to talk to. But if you feel like there's something that you're doing and people are criticizing you, as long as they're not harming anybody or committing a crime, just be you. Because people pleasing, the effects of people pleasing is real. You will literally have psychological breakdowns based on people pleasing. You have to remain true to yourself at all times. And as I said, as long as you're not hurting anybody, don't hurt people's feelings just like that. Don't be mean to others, always be kind. And as long as you're being in your element, there's nobody that can tell you that you're doing anything wrong. If you feel bullied, you can speak out, but don't allow anyone to bully you just because of who you are. Stand up for yourself. Because when I look back, if I had done that, probably I would have a different headspace. I used to just allow it, people to say that to me. So that's my advice.
Okay. So what about those who are like you, self-aware?
Well,
What would you say to them and in terms of
continue to
encouragement?
continue doing the thing, continue inspiring other people to live in their truth, because a lot of people are here and they are not being true to themselves. Most of it that you see, they have a new filter on Snapchat that you go down and your face changes. That's them. It's a facade.
Cool.
Don't
Yeah.
be over influenced by social media and think you have to be on that level of self awareness or self actualization. Just be you, trust the journey, and believe in yourself.
Yeah. I'd ask some persons, why do they think that why would you consider yourself weird or not weird? One person said that, yeah, I'm weird. I ate a cricket. You know those cricket that make noise and you can't even kill them. You don't even know where they are sometimes, right? That guy actually eat a cricket, right? And he said that he considered himself weird, but he's cool. What do you think about that? Have you ever ate dirt growing up or something that
Yeah,
I mean, pregnant.
I
I realize that pregnant ladies.
yeah, pregnancy is different. I'm talking about
Yeah.
like
Okay.
growing up.
Apart
I
from
used
that.
to do. A lot of people don't know because I don't tell them. I
Okay.
used to like chew sponge. Like I just used to like to chew it. I don't
Mm.
swallow it. I just
Okay.
like to
I
chew it,
understand. Yeah.
and that's something that I would never share because judgments and all that. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I'm past that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to do that. I used to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This other guy, he said that he swam across the ocean, Indian Ocean, and started to sink, but the sea captain saved him. You see that as weird. I'm seeing that as as brave though, but he's seeing that Sasha as weird. Do you see that as brave or weird? In a sense, um, are you seeing some of the things that you have done as being brave and not weird? Are you with me, Sash?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were muted. Are you
If I
seeing
see
some
some
of the
of
things
the
that you
things that
have
I
done as brave and not weird, really? Because that guy who swam across the Indian Ocean, right, and he was saved by the sea captain. He's saying that it's weird, but is it that it's bravery? I mean, to me, it's brave, being brave, and not weird.
to me that's being brave, but people will claim what they want based off their perspective. Some people say you're crazy. Why would you do that? Some people say, is he trying to is he suicidal? So based on
Yeah.
your view, for me that's not weird. I would say it's brave. You're trying to take on something, you're trying to conquer something. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. And
I
go ahead,
sorry.
Sash. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sash.
I remember once when I was younger, I used to love to do a lot of charity work. Like I'll just go to the parish council and just ask them, like, what are you doing for Labor Day? I want to join a project.
Okay,
And
cool.
something that stuck with me for probably for the rest of my life. There was this lady. I don't remember her name or her title. All I know is she held a very,
Okay.
high title at the parish council. She was at the top of the building, and she
Right.
was like, "Oh no, weird. So you're big for work. Other young people are, other young
Mm-hmm.
people are going to the beach." And I looked into
Yeah.
it and I said, "You're gonna call somebody weird for wanting to do volunteer work." So when you were supposed to encourage a younger person, so that's why I said people's perception.
Yeah.
You cannot use that because what if I was to say, that's right, make a go to the beach? I wouldn't have helped other people.
Mhm.
So everybody's perception is different.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that because weirdness sometimes people use it loosely. Oh, you're weirdy, but there's no real basis for that description. That description of the person's behavior, right? So I'm happy you said that. I believe, and I've written this in my book. Life is about people. Yeah, each of us was born and become a life around, between, beside, and among people. People you started to realize were weird people, including you. The point I was trying to make there is that we're all weird. I am weird. You are weird. The person beside you, the person you will see tomorrow, all of us are weird. What do you think? There's no unweird person around.
Hmm. That's so true. And people, you're right. People do throw it around loosely. Um, I can give you an example. When I
Mm-hmm.
was growing up, I had a cousin.
Yeah.
He didn't stick with the family a lot. He did his own thing, and people used to say he's weird. Like he's weird. Yeah. Growing up and becoming an adult, I realized why he did that. It was because of how they treated him.
Yeah.
So it's just perception. As you said, everyone is. If there is something that you do that someone will think is a problem, is weird, that's why you cannot become influenced by it. You have to just live in your truth.
Yeah. 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 That's important. That's important that you own your weirdness and try to live it up. I'm gonna ask you a few questions just to get your opinion and some things, right? And I know that you may be able to answer. I think that is, let me call it weird for ladies to put on the makeup, right? They have that makeup on. Let me put it this way: they're going out, right? She's
Mm.
going out. She put on the makeup at home, spend maybe 2 hours to do that, and then when she's in the car, actually reach the location, she take another hour to remake up, right? I believe that perhaps weird. What do you think about that? Is it that makeup should be okay? Let's put
As
it on in
a
the car then.
uh-huh. Well, as a woman, I would look at that as the way you feel about yourself.
Okay.
Because not everybody does that. And if you spend such a long time and you think you did a good job, if you get in the car and probably sweat, you can touch it up. But to spend time on it again, it would have to either include some amount of people pleasing or some amount of you just not feeling
Yeah.
confident.
What?
So
Mhm.
it's for me, it's not weird. It's just,
Okay.
hmm, you do
Why
that. Why do
touching
you
it
do
up?
that? I would like to
Why
know.
touching it up again,
Yeah.
ladies? Why touching it up again? Why doing it again? In the
It can be so many different factors.
okay.
I think for a woman that if it's flawless and you come in again, yeah, maybe the people pleasing and the self confidence. But if I think probably sweating because some things can drip, and if you want to just, touch it up, make sure your face, because a lot of times too, you see, it all has to do with education.
Yeah.
A lot
Okay.
of times when you're in the house lighting, it looks so good, and when you go out, it doesn't. The
Oh.
lighting, it will trick you
Mm.
and let your face look perfect. And when you go out, you look white. It looks
Oh.
whiter than, so all of that. So that's why I said people can't judge. You just never know. You just never know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess men have a challenge with it, But I'm just saying. I was having a discussion with somebody about it, with in fact a man and then a woman about it, and I was like, hey, I need to ask my next guest this, how she view it as it relates to being weird, right? So the next question I'd love to ask you is it that it's okay? This whole vaccine thing. I'm not sure what you think about it, right? But let me ask you, what's your opinion on the vaccine?
Oh God.
That's
All
cool. Your
right, for
opinion. Your
me,
opinion.
my undiluted opinion, first
Yeah.
thing that I'll say, um, it's easy to control people. And nothing is wrong with taking precautionary measures. We all need to be safe and healthy. Nothing is wrong with that. I think that I don't trust it
Okay.
because of the meaning of what a vaccine is. And I
Oh.
think that there are, if it's so effective and so necessary, the ones that are not vaccinated shouldn't be a problem. Reason being, if I have cholera, for example, and you're vaccinated, and I come beside you, and you didn't catch it because you were vaccinated.
Mhm.
I think that the vaccine shouldn't be a case where, oh, don't go near Sasha because even though she have the vaccine, I mean she can get it again. So I think for the amount of media coverage and the amount of stuff that's being said about it, and
Yeah.
the fact that you can catch it, I think it's too much. Say to me, hey, we have a preventative maintenance thing that we're going to start issuing because even though we haven't found a cure, we can probably give you something that can make you less susceptible than to say it's a vaccine. You need to take it. It comes off as control to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Many persons actually have share your view on the vaccine. Can youth exploration not forcing you to take the vaccine, guys? But I am pro-vaccine, um, and I'm encouraging you to take it, right? Um, Sasha, tell me something. The whole thing about curfew in Jamaica, right? I'm
Mm.
pushing you on that a bit, right? Because I'm hearing a lot of things. Okay, curfew, and it's keeping us away. You know, there's some challenge that some challenges that Jamaicans are having now as it relates to the curfew situation. Is it something that you think it's okay to do to as a measure to prevent the
Yes.
spread of
Yeah. As I said, preventative maintenance is always good, but I think that even what we were taught in school about the economic dualism is a lie because if you really understood economic dualism and you understand that you have the rich and the poor, you would understand that you have to put a lot of people into consideration. You cannot put there are people that sell on the beach
Mhm,
jewelry for a living. That there are people that run taxi for people, and in the week that's their time for their boss's money, and the weekend that's their money.
mhm,
It's so many different things, so many different people. And I just feel like our government is taking too much advice from private sector individuals that run the
okay.
US dollar and that make the decisions for the country. And even though you're trying to do something good, it rubs people the wrong way when you are so strict with it that you don't even come with something of like a stimulus or something.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
like stay home or you die. And I think it's very stupid to be in public arresting people for a mask and you put them in a van. No one has on a mask. Meanwhile,
Oh,
you're in a supermarket, the security guard doesn't pull down his mask and is telling you, put on your mask, put on your mask. It's so easy to control the masses. It's not even
so
funny.
as they
It's a
say in Jamaica, 6 hours
psychological
after
thing.
not the
Yeah,
other. Six
yeah.
hours after not the other. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Sasha. Right. I I know that you are an organizer. We're going to be talking to Sasha as it relates to her business and on Biz Exposed today, our next segment. But I'd like to ask you a question though before I go there. You're an organizer, right? Professional organizer, a very unique title, right? I love that. Um, yeah, that's cool. Explain to me what professional organization, does. Right.
Okay, so first of all, a lot of people think it has to do with events. Yes,
Yeah.
it can entail events. A lot of professional organizers actually do events,
Right.
but just like you would have different types of doctors, you have different types of professional organizers. Some
Oh.
people they solely do junk removal, like they have their vehicle, they'll come. If you have construction cleanup, they'll take it that away. Some people they work with mothers. Some people work with people who have like hoarding tendencies, so like a psychological issue. Some
Mm.
people don't go that far. They'll just come and organize your paperwork. So it depends on what your client needs, and you have to find your niche. For me, I'm really good at organizing homes and offices that are in a state of clutter and people that are struggling to find a system on which they can maintain organization in their home and office. I want to help people to find Zen. Like you're in your home, you're supposed to be able to feel comfortable, you're supposed to be able to move about. And when you find that you're at a stage where it's so uncomfortable that you need help, that's where you will call me.
Okay,
Come
cool.
in and work with you. I incorporate the Marie Kondo. And Marie is a lady from Japan who is actually one of the top, if not the top professional organizer in the world.
Yeah.
So I use her method
Don't,
of
don't give
organizing.
it away, Sash. Don't give it away. We're coming to the next segment with all of that.
Okay.
All right, I pushed that a bit just to get our listeners and viewers to understand that Sasha is weird, but she's very intelligent and very focused, very creative, right? And being weird doesn't mean that you're not very focused, very intelligent, and capable, right? That's very critical for persons to know, and that we're all weird. I have some weirdness. You have some weirdness. All of us have some weirdness. We're all weird, and being able to own that weirdness, being able to become aware of your weirdness is where self-awareness comes in. Sasha, we end this segment. It's nice talking to you on this segment, right, about your weirdness and your being self-aware. And I'm sure you put it between 1 to 10. Where do you drop that self-awareness?
Eight.
8, right? Why 8?
Simply because I'm just 29. I haven't uncovered everything. Probably I need to learn more about myself. You cannot say, oh, I know myself totally. You will surprise yourself. So
Are
that's
you
why I leave
saying
that
to
room.
me? Are you saying to me that it might reach 9 or 10 as you get older?
Yeah,
That's okay, right? Yeah,
I strongly believe that. Yeah. If you talk to even people that are old, like elders, old
yeah,
people,
cool,
they
cool.
can even say to you, based on their life experiences, that, man, if I had known myself better, I wouldn't have made that
Yeah,
choice. And so there's always room for you to get
yeah.
to know yourself.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Sasha. Just stay where you are at, and you have just heard Sasha on self-awareness, and we are going to be talking to her now about her business, her concept, very interesting concept that she had put together. I know on Biz Exposed today segment. So I'm going to be introducing you to the business side of Sasha Hamilton. You're listening to Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. Those of you on your favorite podcast platform, we are going to be talking now to Sasha Hamilton and our On Biz Exposed today. And her business is Alter My Space. Alter My Space. Interesting. Very interesting. Sasha, tell me about the business side of Sasha Hamilton.
Well, it's in the developmental stages, I would say. And the reason for that is because I won't say no one in Jamaica does this. It's not an industry that a lot of people are familiar with. So I have to do a lot of explaining and get them to understand. My concept of alter my space is your physical space affects your mental space. So we want to alter that, right? So the way you are in your physical space. Let's say you have an office and you cannot get anything done. So many paperwork, paper here, paper there, the bin overflowing. You don't have a good inbox system with your paperwork and stuff like that. You have old stuff that needs to be filed. You need to create a digital system with all your physical stuff. That's
Hmm.
where I would come in. So
Okay.
imagine how you would feel if after I am done helping you, you actually can sit in your office chair and you're on top of your game. Like you don't have
Cool.
any outstanding work or paperwork to file.
Cool.
You would feel more productive. So your space would be altered. So that's my
Yeah.
concept.
All right. Cool. Sounds good. I was looking at something here. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. I want you to talk to us about that. That Sasha.
Oh, yes. So as I said, I like to tell people I'm a humanitarian. I think that lets them know that I am just a cool person that you can talk to. I like to help. I think that's one of my strongest, one of my strengths is to help people.
Hmm.
And the reason that I started this is because I went to the NIS office once. I was
Yeah.
gonna do some business and they said I need my NIS, which is the National Insurance Scheme, to get some business done.
Hmm.
And that was in like probably 2014. And they said, oh, we're backed up from 2012.
Okay.
And I didn't like that because I feel like if you're on a steady path of growth within the country, your government offices should be on par
Give it to
because
right.
that's your safety net. Anybody can attack your info or whatever if you're just not on up to par.
Right.
And I kept thinking, how can this be solved? How can this be solved? And I said, you know what? I probably cannot get to the government so large scale like that, but I can start with helping smaller people and then I can grow in that way wherein you can just hire me to come in and get your paperwork up to speed.
Okay.
So
So
that's what motivated me.
all right, no problem. So you have 10 years of customer service and the sales experience,
Yeah.
right? And you're certified NVQJ in business administration. Well, you are a humanitarian, and my alter my space is a very good concept. I love the concept really, and if you look at let me look at this, the whole concept of the services that you offer. I want to learn more about that. The services that you offer.
Okay.
Tell me about
So I'll
you offer.
Sure. So first of all, off the top of my head, there is an expectant mother program wherein women that are pregnant that need help with because a lot of people don't have help, and so if you need the help to sort out your home, to organize your home for the arrival of the baby, I can help you that.
Oh,
It comes in the form of weekly check-ins. It comes in the form of me scheduling time with you, and each person gets a different level of treatment. For example, if I'm dealing with a hoarder, a person who has a psychological attachment to the stuff that they have hoarded, your approach naturally would be different, right?
mhm.
If I'm dealing with someone who junk removal, like they just have a home, probably they want to renovate, they want to get all of this stuff gutted out, and I have guys that come in and remove the stuff for them, I would just deal with that person differently than how I deal with a mother, a pregnant mother. So it's
Okay,
really, you have to tailor yourself and your services down to who you're helping. It's not a one size fits all like you'd go to a store and buy a shoe.
yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting concept that I had to get to learn. Downsizing. A lot of people struggle with not being able to throw stuff away, even when it serves no purpose.
Mhm.
I like to introduce them to donation. Hey, you can donate it. You can help someone else. You can do a yard sale, a virtual yard sale, and stuff like that. So it's a lot of recommendations. You incorporate the client to help you as they go along. You know, in terms of the whole packing and unpacking assistance, a lot of people they don't like to pack to move
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
and they don't know how to pack to move. A lot of people think that you pack based off on items, like
Mhm.
all pots here, all pillows here. You actually need to pack by room. So you have
Mhm.
to go room by room. So once you've packed one room and you have the boxes, you pack another room. So all has to do with what you're doing.
Mhm.
It's not a one size fits all kind of business. You really have to get to know your clients and get hands on. There's an assessment form, there's a get to know you session and stuff like
Oh,
that. I incorporate a lot of those kind of stuff in my
I
role.
like that. The get to know you session. Talk to us about that. What is that?
Okay, so first, when you express interest, we're gonna send you a form just for
Okay.
you to fill out. What's your need? What bothers you most in your space? What could you get rid of? What would you like to change? What are you struggling with? So questions like that. And then once you look at the assessment form, you can say, oh, this person sounds like they're probably a hoarder, so probably I need to ask them this question when we do our phone scheduling or something. So first you need to assess, and then you need to get to know them. So when I call you or when I come into your home, I am gonna walk around. So the get to know me is not only to get to know the clients, it's to get to know
Okay.
the space that you'll be working with.
I
You
got
don't
you.
wanna go and somebody just show you one room on the video call, but when you go, it's the whole three rooms that are cluttered. So you have to go in and get to know the space, and it requires a lot of focus, a lot of
Yeah.
planning ahead. You have to visually see the stuff and say, okay, you know. So it's hands on, and I think that without passion, you cannot do something like this because
Yeah.
you will get frustrated and you
Hmm.
might lose track of what you want to do. But
Cool.
my business is in the developmental stages where I am learning as I go. I'm
Hmm.
trying to get exposure. I'm trying to get certified in certain things so that I can help people better. So
Yeah.
it's really in the developmental stages. So I
Okay.
need all the help I can get, really, with my marketing
All
and
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is one of what the means of marketing. Can use exploration giving you that sort of a go ahead to get your marketing done. Right? We'll be detaching this and giving it to you as a separate video. Right? Why did you choose this line of business though?
I'm
I think
excellent at
we talked a
organizing.
bit about that before, but tell us
Yes.
more. Yeah, tell us more about that passion.
The passion comes from my love for organizing. I love when I go, like, I'll have friends and I go to their house and I'll just do the same thing without them asking. So organize stuff that I don't like how it looks. So that's why I realized that I have a passion for just, organizing and making stuff look. I kind of have a slight touch of OCD, so you have to be everything on the same
Yeah,
level.
that's all right.
Yeah, that.
So
But what really sparks me was that whole NIS thing. I
yeah,
thought
right.
it was so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's experience. Yeah, but this passion now comes around because all right. Take for instance, you go into a friend's house and you see disorganized. You just decide, hey, okay, let me help you with this. I'm going to help you organize this thing. You just do that.
No, I have to know you. So if I'm just getting to know you and I see that there's an issue, probably you have a child and I see where you're trying to scramble, I'll say, girl, I can do this for you. That's no problem. But if I know you like that, I'll just come and do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you talk about when you started the business already, right? Just recently, and it's still in the feeding stage of things.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
And one of the reasons too is there's not a lot of mentorship here. I have to seek mentorship from the US and Canada. I joined Facebook Lives and Facebook groups with
Okay.
other professional organizers because I'm looking to do what I'm getting from other people outside of my country. I'm trying to create that here so that if
Okay.
another professional organizer comes along, they'll have resources. Say, hey, I can just go on Sasha's website and check out probably an ebook or a course
Oh,
or
cool.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know your focus and you're going to drive yourself into doing well. How will your business though benefit others?
It's just one simple thing. There's a lot of backlog everywhere. And a lot of stuff that we're trying to achieve, even as a country, it comes from how we manage our everyday activities. A lot of people just give up on themselves in that area. The family unit, which is the basis of society. Imagine you have a family where nobody cleans, nobody does anything, and everybody is frustrated. And imagine you going in and making a difference like that. And they can actually probably sit on the couch for the first time to watch a movie. Stuff like that. It's the little things. You probably have an office where your staff is so frustrated because nothing that they ask you for they can get because your office is so cluttered. And you come in and probably make a difference. Probably you come in, you smile, you treat your staff better. So it's the
Yeah,
little things that trickle down. Yes.
yeah, yeah. This whole thing about protecting the environment. Where do you fall in that? Because with your type of business, it simply means that you're going to be throwing things out. You're going to be impacting the environment either negatively or positively.
Positively,
Which
yeah.
okay, I was just going to ask which side do you lean on that? All right. How do you ensure that you protect the
Positively,
environment? How do you ensure that?
positively. Well, I'm all about sustainable living, recycling, protecting the earth. I partner with one of my friends from high school. She owns a online thrift club, and she like you can just donate stuff to her. She will sell anything, clothes, shoes, old stuff. She'll do like a sale and stuff like that. So I've already started to make note of the people that can help me so that if I get a bunch of clothes, I don't have to throw them away. I know I can give it to Tamika. If I get some other old stuff, I have another cousin that has an electrical business. He fixes things like he'll take
Yeah.
all the stove burners you have because he will
Okay.
build a stove from scratch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think about all those things. There will be things that you have to throw away. It's just garbage. And I think that's okay. Nothing is wrong with that.
Okay. Okay. So I have a garage then, and I said, hey, Sasha, alter my space. I'd like you to come in and help me to rearrange my garage. What do you take with you? You take, I know you take, workers with you, but in terms of garbage bag, what? Because you're gonna throw
Um,
away some of
so
my
so
things.
yeah, you have garbage bags, you have labels because I have a label maker which is
Oh,
color coded stuff. You bring your markers, your zip ties are very important because the zip ties help with the cord control, like the electrical cords and stuff, group them together.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, you bring stuff like different size bags, bins. You bring your compression gloves so that you don't get, something doesn't stick you easy. Depending on the job, you may want to wear like a steel toe.
yeah, yeah.
Depending on the job, you might want to just, if it's an office job, you're going in your nice attire, doing an assessment, and you probably come back. But if it's a job like that, you just wear your khaki because we don't wear jeans in
Okay.
professional
Oh,
organizing. So you wear like your khaki pants and your polo shirt and stuff like that.
yeah. But
But in terms,
khaki jeans can be worn.
I guess
Yeah,
jeans overall is not, like every industry has a standard. Jeans is
yeah,
not
yeah.
something that is based on my research and what I've really seen. It's the aim is to be so professional that once you come about and you see me, you know that I'm a professional organizer. I'm here
Right.
to help you. Yes,
Kids are very disorganized. Can be very disorganized. Let me
yes.
not say are very disorganized. Hypothetically, my child room is always disorganized. Can I contract you to keep that room organized perhaps every month? You come in. Every two
Yeah,
weeks you come in. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll also teach you systems. It's a lot of systems depending on the client. The client, you design the system based off your assessment. So I might tell you, hey, why don't you get them some color coded bins and let them know once everything is put away, they can probably watch some TV or something. So you have to incorporate your parenting style. When the
Okay.
organizer comes in and helps you to get everything done, you have to then use your parenting style or parent assistant to regulate it. They probably won't be perfect because they're kids, but they
Right.
can definitely learn to be more organized.
Yeah.
So I find that containers and colors help a lot with children. They get
Oh
to
yeah.
know it and then they'll just respond to that system.
Yeah, yeah, your psychological your business as well. I
Yeah,
realize
it's
you have a
very
lot of psychology
psychological.
involved in that. All right.
Yes.
Hey, Sash, I'd like to go back to the services though, because I'm sure that you're seeing what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
I want you to explain each of them, starting from the first one, right? That
Okay. So okay, I guess it's coming back, but
stuff
clutter
together.
control.
Mhm.
Clutter control would be for people like people who really just untidy, because sometimes it's just the truth. People that know they're untidy and they just need you to come in and help them. So that's clutter control. Digital file management is going a bit fast. I'm talking, so I guess
Okay,
it's
yeah, go
okay.
ahead. Just go ahead.
Digital file management is when the person either comes into your home or office to organize stuff for you. But it's not just that. It can be organizing your estate. somebody can come in and just do a whole assessment of your estate. Probably want to do a will. It can be somebody coming in and organizing your photos or your memorabilia and stuff like that.
Paper
Packing and
management.
paper management, packing and unpacking assistance. The name says it. You don't like to pack, you don't know how to pack, you probably break all your glasses. And I'll just come in and I'll teach you the system to pack each item, label it. When you get to the house,
Oh,
seamless. Or if you want to meet me at the house to organize everything, like your new home, to organize stuff. For some people, it comes with a little bit of interior deck design,
yeah.
which I have.
Yeah, cool.
So yes,
Do you think that even the refrigerator, people really do not know how to organize the fridge?
true, true,
Yeah, so
true.
how do you help to
All right.
get that
So
done?
first thing, you know that cold air drops and hot
Okay.
air rises. So if you know that the cold air drops, you probably want to put like your vegetables. That's why people put their vegetables down at the bottom there. A lot of people don't know simple stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
For butter, it cannot be too cold or too warm, so that's why you put it in the door and
right.
stuff like that. And you also want to use your the space that you have effectively. You're not gonna put bottles lying down on the shelves. You put them standing up because that's where
Yeah,
you get more space, or you stack them. So yeah,
yeah.
there are many tips that you can. And every client, sometimes the reason why even when you talk to professional organizers, they can never give you a one size is because every customer is different. Every client
Yeah,
is different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
cool.
the disabled citizen
Yeah,
assistance. It's I do it through like a gift card. So if you have a mother who is older, senior citizen, or probably have somebody disabled and you need they like their independence, they probably don't want their family too much in it or whatever the case is. You come in to help them. You focus on getting them back on their feet, or you focus on getting them teaching them a system that they can use so that they can feel more independent. So
we
like if
miss
you're in a
go ahead.
sorry.
We miss
Oh, I was
paper
just giving
management. We miss paper
paper
management.
management.
Yeah.
Paper management, it's almost the same thing as organizing anything that has to do with paper. People keep paper for all different reasons. A lot of people they have a lot of tax stuff. Some people have a lot of photos, especially older people. Some people they have a lot of kids stuff still packed up. They don't want to throw it out. They
Yeah.
want you to come in, and a lot of people have a lot of family members or a huge house. So
Mhm.
if you can go room by room, and let's say you go in the living room, there's some tax papers in there. You go in the kitchen, there's some in there. You want to pull everything together and just have one filing system.
Yeah. A question I
Yeah.
love to ask you though, as we're gonna look at the other three or so. How confident should I be as your client that my papers are secure with you and your workers?
Well, there are certain things that workers do not handle. I am the only person that does. If
Okay.
it's junk removal, you have people that help with that. But if I have a non-disclosure agreement,
Okay.
so I will have the client, there's some paperwork. So when I go in for the home assessment, the client will receive the paperwork, they will go over it, and it involves me telling them, I won't disclose your business, and you can hold me accountable for that. And most of what you do is really done in front of the client. So it's not like you can take a picture and stuff like that. And
Okay.
it comes down to your professionalism too, why people learn to trust you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Word of mouth and so on. People, other persons who you have worked for.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
yes.
That's all good. Expectant mother program. That's a very interesting one. You touch on it for a little bit, but let me hear more on it.
Okay, so for expectant mothers, it's mainly just helping them unpack stuff, helping
Oh,
them to relieve some of the stress if they don't have anybody. Probably get a lot of stuff. The baby room needs to be set up. You go in and you have to go with a level of calm to let them know that you're that rock that they can lean on. Everything is gonna be okay. The baby's gonna be fine. We're gonna work through this. If you need anything in terms of probably you get a new playpen and you don't know how to set it up, you can call. So stuff like that.
okay, okay. So postnatal assistant, you give that as well?
Postnatal, I haven't developed anything along those lines. It's really a touch and go, because if you call me and say, hey, Sasha, I probably will need you, I will come. But some people won't. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. The other one is home and office organization. That speaks for itself, but
Yeah, general,
tell
general.
us a little. Tell us a little.
For the home organization, your home probably is not disorganized. My home
Yeah.
probably, but
Right.
there are some homes that are in a state of total disorganization. The
Yeah.
moment that you walk in, you see stuff everywhere. That's where I come in. Some
Yeah.
of that work has to do with people coming in as well, like other workers, and most of it really has to do with you and the client. And in those situations, you have to get the client to be hands-on as well, because it's their home, it's their office, and when you're gone, you know, and doing this business, some of it is like running a bridal service. Like I'm a
Okay.
wedding planner. You may not use
Okay.
me again because you're getting married once, but I will live on through you talking about me.
Yeah. They're
So
expected to
a
get
lot of
married
it,
once. They could get
yeah,
married
you're
another time.
expected.
Expected.
So if I can have you speak about me positively, then that's good for my business. But most of
Yeah.
what you would do in the home and office is really teaching them a system and having them work hands on with you so they can
Okay.
see how to do it. Yeah.
This this thing that you have here, right? Let me find it. This work cluster. That's it. You had mentioned a new thing that you're doing. Something that you have as a session. Yeah.
Marie
Explain that
Kondo
clutter thing.
or
Clutter,
Marie
junk removal,
home
home
gutting. Yes,
cutting. Yeah.
yes.
Explain
So
all of that.
not every organization project means that the person lives in clutter.
Yeah.
For example, a pregnant mother, probably she's not in clutter. She just needs help to, get some stuff to clean.
What is being encluttered?
But clutter is in a state where you cannot function as you would. It's just as simple as
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's a physical state where you cannot function as you would want to function because of how stuff is the physical stuff
Yeah.
is in your
Yeah.
home. And for the clutter control, that's why I said clutter explained. It can come in the form of junk removal. Probably you leave Jamaica a long time ago and you're coming back, you want to, renovate
Yeah.
the place. You have an old dress up, all this, all that. I get
Yeah.
that out. Closet organization. People struggle with closet organization. Their shoes are everywhere. They cannot find a certain item of clothing.
Yeah.
Um, it also has to do with you getting, like, if you're doing a home gutting, that's a huge project.
What
So
is
if
that?
the home gutting is when you take everything out to start over. So it's not like you're putting them outside and painting and putting them, but you're tearing everything out, the window jam, everything home gut,
So Sasha,
total, yeah.
Sasha, I would employ you to destroy my home, mash up everything, get rid. I mean, not the structure of the home. Get rid of everything out, and then start all over again, packing things and
No, let me explain further.
yeah,
I don't know if you've ever watched HGTV. You know, a lot of people when they buy and sell homes, right? They
yeah.
have stuff
I
going
think I
on with the
watched it
home.
once or
And
twice.
yeah, the previous homeowner would have left some stuff in there. Some people leave a little furniture. Some people probably leave, some stuff was probably garbage.
Right.
So the home gutting, the crew that comes in with cleaning materials, a strategy of whatever the client wants. Suppose the client wants to keep all the furniture, but they want to dispose of everything else. So it's
Yeah.
based on the client's preference. And you go in, you clean out the place, you sweep it, cobweb, everything. It's like it's like a tidying up, but you're removing everything from the home for
Hmm.
a painter to probably come in and do a paint job. And then the tile person will come in or the carpet person will come in. So your job is to get the place ready to be to have a facelift or to be renovated.
Oh,
Because
cool.
painter cannot come with the place with cobwebs and you understand what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah, I
where
got
what the home gutting is.
this thing. Reclaim time. I saw that somewhere. What's that?
It's the concept of alter my space. You spend less time mentally thinking about how the space is cluttered and you spend less time actually working through the clutter, looking for something. Just think about it. Your place is so cluttered and you cannot find something. How much time does it take you? When you have my services, you reclaim time. You get more time for yourself and more time to do stuff that you really want to do.
And
It's
it goes
about
back.
using, yeah?
it goes back to the question that I asked about how it benefits individual and society. That's a benefit.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Sasha.
big time. Yeah, I was just gonna say it's all about living a life clutter free so you can get back to stuff that really matters to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people they have a lot of family members and they cannot iron all that stuff. They probably cannot fold all those clothes. Believe it or not, that's a part of professional organizing. Not a lot of people who choose to iron other people's clothes. They probably get someone to come in and do it on a contractual basis. So
yeah.
that's why I was saying it's not a one size fit all.
Where can people find you though? Tell us about
I'm on
your
Facebook.
your phone number, your email address. Talk to us. Where can people
Sure.
find your business?
So I'm on Instagram, Alter My Space, just like how you see it, at Alter My Space. Facebook as well, Alter My Space. Email address, altermyspace@gmail.com. And the contact number, it would be 876-522-3147. The website will be launched late March.
Okay.
We don't really have a website. Let me tell you why.
Okay. Go
A
ahead.
lot of what you do, you have to have before and after pictures
Oh.
that make a difference. And we're trying to work on that to build like not really a catalog, but like where
Yeah.
people can go and sketch. Oh,
Yeah.
she does that. In this
Kind of
business, you have to show.
portfolio type of thing.
Yeah, you have to show more than you tell.
Right.
So that's what we're working on for the website. For IG and Facebook, you can always create interactive content to get people to follow you.
Yeah.
But for people to really click into you, they need to see results. So that's
And
what we're working on.
for Facebook, it's alter my space.
Yes, just alter
For
my space.
right. For Instagram, it's alter my space as well. Right.
Yeah,
For the telephone number is 1-877-652-3147.
yes,
Email address altermyspace@gmail.com. And the alter spell ALTER, alter MySpace.
yes.
Right. So yeah. So that's critical. Is there anything else you want to let the public know about Alter MySpace that I have not asked you?
Yes. So as I stated, we're all about sustainable living, protecting the environment, and stuff like that. Even in our junk removal processes, we will not transport certain chemicals. If we're removing junk, certain things have to be bagged properly, and we think about the environment when doing stuff.
Yeah, I
If
love.
if going on, it's as simple as even going on a job and not using plastic bottle water bottles. So it's about small things. So I really put a lot into it, a lot of thought into it. I
Yeah,
might not be able to express everything on this podcast,
yeah.
but it's I'm only an email away or a phone call away if you want to learn
I
more.
know, right? But my thing, I know that we're in a pandemic, right? At this time, this podcast, this video will be on for many years to come. But at this point in 2021, we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. How is that affecting your business?
It affects me in a way where people, even if they want the service, they'll just not. People scared they will get the virus. You're gonna bring it to their home or office, but business is still happening. People are still doing stuff face to face. And
Yeah,
once you follow protocol and the disaster risk management act, you're fine. But that's one of the things because it's so hands on. People will not be. They'll say probably wait till things die down. They'll call. So that's
yeah,
how it's affected it. But it doesn't stop you.
yeah.
You can actually do virtual assessments. The client can
Oh,
actually
cool.
view the home because it's not every project that you see you'll be able to take on. And so
Yeah.
that's where the assessment comes in.
And those of you on your favorite podcast, not seeing what's going on here, Alter My Space logo is on the YouTube, right? It's a very interesting logo. Nice color. How do you describe the color of your company? What's the color to you? Is it yellow? What is that?
I was aiming for a mustard yellow. That's my
What?
favorite color. That's
Oh
why I
yeah,
wanted to use
yeah.
it.
It looks
Yeah.
like mustard.
To me, yellow is alert.
Yeah, mustard yellow. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And black. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. And you're in Jamaica. You're in Montego Bay, right? You're close to Trelawney.
No, I'm in Hanover now. Remember, I was
Oh,
saying
you're
I'm in
closer to
Oakland,
Hanover.
Hanover.
Oh, okay,
But
Hanover.
it's just like it's a short drive, really. It's not
Yeah.
a, yeah.
So it begs the question: what geographical areas do you serve?
The currently the Cornwall County Parish. The reason is a lot of times when you're in a developmental stage, you have to test the
Yeah.
waters and with safety as well. I made a pledge to myself that if I need, depending on the scenario, I need to bring someone with me, and that's just the reality of it. I do have people that I can call on, professional people, people that will have a company shirt, people that when they come, you can see that they're working with me as well. A part of it has to do with them helping me, and a part of it has to do with my security because it's a one man kind of job most times, and you know how people are with safety. So, yeah. So for now, testing out Trelawney, Montego Bay, Westmoreland. But if someone in Kingston calls me and I can do it, I'll go.
Okay. All right. You know that I'm in Florida, right? And persons in the United States, Florida in particular, listen to my podcast a lot, and other places around the world. But how can you help us outside of Jamaica? I mean, maybe not to come to our place, but suppose we have business. A lot of us have businesses in Jamaica, right? And homes in Jamaica. Jamaicans in the diaspora in the United States and other parts of the world have homes in Jamaica. How do you assist us? How can you assist us? Who should we call? What can we do?
Well, first of all, if it's the case where it depends on what you need. Some people they need tips, guidance. You can do an ebook. You can purchase a course. Not really a course, but an ebook, I should say. You can also we can do a virtual session. We can schedule virtual sessions where we can assess. You would have to have a proxy if you cannot make it to Jamaica and you need your home to whatever. So you'd have to have an agent, somebody that would take the person to you. But firstly, it would have to be a virtual kind of scenario where we get to know each other, we get to know the situation like that.
I hear you say that you have to have a proxy, right? Somebody, an agent. But suppose I do not have one. I migrated. Lock my place up. When I say do not have one, somebody has the key, but that person might not be able to be there with you guys. Are
Well,
you
it all comes down to our disclosure agreement.
okay?
We can always formulate some form of disclosure agreement where you can actually give me the right to enter your premises based on what I was contracted for.
Okay.
I personally do not like to do that unless we
That's all
build a
right.
professional relationship. But
That's understandable.
in that case, and as I said, every customer is different. It's so case by case. It's not even funny. That would be my approach.
Okay.
Is for you to
Yeah.
give me the authority to say
Yeah.
you're gonna go in and I want to be. And the sessions can be live recorded. So with technology,
Oh,
we can always do something like that. Yeah.
okay, cool. It's nice that you have that facility. Yeah. For live recording so that people can see exactly what was done
What's
and
going on, right?
yeah, out of place was done. You know, the recording would show that up. I love the concept. I know you're gonna do well, and we are actually exposing and we'll be endorsing your business, Alter My Space, on Biz Exposed today and Can Youth Exploration, your topic in a podcast. Sasha Hamilton, Alter My Space. Say again how persons can contact you, Sasha.
No problem. So you can reach me on Instagram at altamyspace, ALTER MySpace. You can also get to me on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page. And we can reach out by email, altamyspace@gmail.com. We will be crossing over once we get the domain and everything settled with the website. So it will be probably something like info@altamyspace.com. But for now, we're using Gmail. The contact number you can WhatsApp or call 876-522-3147.
WhatsApp or call.
WhatsApp or straight.
876-522-3147. And Alter MySpace is in Jamaica, and it's a very good business, very good concept. You will need, the services of Alter MySpace. If you are moving, your offices may need Alter MySpace to organize so that accident can happen within offices.
Accidents
And
can
Alter
happen
MySpace will
yes.
prevent that from happening. Yeah. So that's one of the things that you can guarantee that you can prevent in your home while children are there and in your offices, office spaces, right? So, Sasha, thanks again. We wish you all the best with my space here at On Biz Expo today. Can Youth Exploration, your topic in a podcast. Know that you will do well, and off to you, right? In all that
Thank
you
you.
have been doing. Okay, so
Thank
we
you.
talk
I
again.
appreciate
Take care.
you. Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
appreciate this platform because I even learned a lot about myself and the business, discussing business. Because there are always untapped areas where we didn't see and someone else sees it and we can work on it. So
Okay. All right, Sash. Thank you. Take care.
thank
We'll talk.
you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Bye bye. So you're just listening to Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. I'm Canute White. That was Sasha Hamilton with Alter My Space, her business. You remember the number? You can get her on WhatsApp or call 876-522-3147 or email alter, ALTER, myspace at gmail.com. Canute Exploration endorse Sasha's business. So we had talked about where people started, very important concept. Sasha had talked about her life growing up in the rural area and during school days, her weirdness. I know she's in touch with her weirdness, and self-awareness basically speak to owning your weirdness, being in touch with your weirdness. And it's something I have coined self-awareness, and it's basically defined by me as a mental state of being aware of all aspects of weird behaviors that you have or continue to exhibit, and taking responsibility for these behaviors. Can Youth Exploration, your topic in a podcast, come to you live on YouTube every Sunday, 5 p.m. ET and 4 o'clock in Jamaica. And you can also listen on your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts. And we endorsed Bluehost for your designing and developing your website. So if you're watching from YouTube, you can click on the link below where you find Bluehost. Remember to watch on YouTube and listen on your favorite podcast platform. Can Youth Exploration goes live on YouTube every Sunday at 5 p.m. ET from its virtual studio out of Miramar, Florida. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Canute Exploration, and Facebook, Canute Exploration. That Canute is spelled Canyouth, Canute Exploration, Canute Exploration. That's who we are, that's what we are, and we are always there for you, with you, for you, and will continue to bring you your favorite topic in our podcast. Take care. Remember also, we are still in a pandemic. Remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, keep the distance. I personally, I am pro vaccine. I'm not telling you to take the vaccine, but I'm encouraging you to take the vaccine. Okay? So that we can be safe, those around us can be safe, and we will be able to go back to our normal life or some sort of normalcy soon. We will reach herd immunity as a global entity. You take care now and be safe. Goodbye.